about a week. Good afternoon. We've been doing about a week or not longer of these 3 o'clock classes. What I've noticed, or some of the comments that I'm going on in my head, is that we're doing most of the same exercises repetitively. Now, one of the problems with that is because we're doing it every single day, if you're joining in, there's the repetitiveness of using the same muscles, doing the same exercises. The morning class at 11 o'clock for what I call older adults, but it's for anybody. I enjoy it. It's just simply moving with a ball, with a band, just making ourselves stretch and moving and pliable. That you can do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times a day, will not cause you any injury. I think I've caught the sun. But the exercises that we do now are a little bit of a higher level. And if we keep doing the same exercises that we are doing every day, I'm got a feeling we're going to get fatigued. We're going to not give the muscles enough chance to recover. So what I would like you to do is, if you've got a pen and paper, if you've got my phone number, you don't need it. If you haven't, I'm hoping you use something called WhatsApp, or you have some form of messaging system. If I'm just giving you a chance to get a pen and paper, so you can jot down my number, and I will let you know there will be a structure. So on, say, Monday, we will do upper body and abs. On Tuesday, we will work on legs and abs so that our upper body can have a rest. Abs you can work every single day. We use the abs. Abs is the stomach. We're using it all the time, so we can do a good core workout. So things like Monday will be upper body, Tuesday will be lower body, Wednesday we could do stability exercises, Thursday we can do floor work, and Friday, strangely enough, we could just do a session on stretches and flexibility. Now, you may think stretches aren't important, but as we get older, we get stiffer and we're not as flexible as we used to be. I had some little kids round in those days when you could, and they could pick their legs up and put it behind their head. Obviously, as I've got older, my excuse is, oh, I can't do that anymore, I'm too old. I can just about bend over to tie my shoelaces up. So if we spend some time on stretches, I think would also be good. So let me give you my phone number. It's 07 51 51 09 318. I'll repeat that once more. 07 51 51 09 318, and that's a UK number. If you can WhatsApp me, then we can maybe, as I do the sheet, you'll know what we need. So today I want to focus on equipment, because if we're going to work on our legs or our arms, we need to use something. Now, I'm fortunate enough, I've got all sorts of wonderful wizardry and a whole set of weights here you may not have. So, kinds of things we can use. Okay, I don't mean to advertise anybody in particular. As you can see, one is full and one is empty. I would, if I had time, even them out. You could use something like this. This is some sort of Flash all-purpose cleaner. Whoops, I just mentioned a brand. An all-purpose cleaner. But they come in nice, you've got Lenor and various different washing powders that come in these. You can fill them, hold them at the same sort of height, but you can keep fluid in them as much as you want. So we could do bicep curls with them. We can do shoulder presses with them. We can do chest flies with them. So it's one item we can use. Give you another example here. I've just gone out in the garden and I'll bring it forward, just a simple stone, a pebble. Okay, the only word of warning I will have with everything is watch out with the floor. If you have tiles and you're going to use this as a weight and you drop it, I don't want to be responsible for any smashed tiles you might have at home. Likewise, if you drop one of those plastic containers, you may find that it's going to spread liquid all over the place, so you might want to fill it with some earth or sand. But again, we can use a couple of easy weights. They may not both be the same weight, but again, we can use some simple stones that we may have out in the garden, or a brick, something like that. Again, something I found just lying around the house is quite a heavy bucket. This one is full of paint. If we were to do some forward exercises or some upright rows, one item that is a little bit heavier than the others might well come into play. Likewise, when we're talking about weights, this is a simple, simple 2.5 litre of paint. I think it's about half full. I could tell you it's completely full, but again, very good for bicep curls. If we needed to do a squat holding onto it, we can go down, we can come up, we can raise. So again, 1 can, 2 cans, we can. How's that? That's quite good, that. 1 can, 2 can, we can. All right, another thing you can use. I found this in the garden. Do you remember the days they used to do all this and then they all went to waste? Well, very simply, you can open it and you can put little bricks in there or more of those pebbles. You can start off with it quite light and you can make it heavier. So again, if we're going to do something like a lunge with a hand, again, we can use that and you can put what you want in it to make it heavy or take out what you want for different exercises. Just giving you different ideas of things that we can use. Obviously, it goes without saying, do not go out there looking for all that if you have something like this, which is a set of dumbbells, and again it's ratcheted so I can make it at different levels harder and easier. Or again, if you have, you don't need to go and buy, but if you have a set of weights, again we can use those. Alright, so again, just going to run through it all. We're looking for various things around the house that we can use. We've got to be careful if we were to drop them, they're not going to damage. We've got to make sure that they're not going to spill out and they're not going to make a mess. As far as any other equipment, a chair that is isolated on its own will be really good. Because if we're going to do an exercise where we're going to lean forward and lift something up, you can do that by moving the chair. And then if I want to do the other side, I can turn the chair around and do the same. And you'll wonder, why did I move the chair? Because it's got the back on it. So again, a chair that we can move is really useful. Again, if you want to do, if we were deciding to do I think we did this once or twice, tricep dips. We hold on to the side here and we let ourselves go up and down. We can't do that on a great big couch because it's not so easy. Alright, so a chair like that would be really good. If you've got a footstool, we can use that. Again, something like this, when we do ab work, we can turn the chair sideways, sit on the front, we can lean back and come forward, lean back, whereas if that's behind me, you're going to keep banging into it and sit-ups won't be so effective. Anything else? If you've got stretchy bands, we can incorporate those in as well. It's useful for me to know what equipment you have so that it makes life easy. So when it comes to these weights, the reason why I'm showing you lots of different cans and bottles and things, we didn't even do bottles. I didn't bring a bottle, but obviously a bottle we can use. They will be being used in the morning classes, just a straightforward bottle. Again, make sure it's plastic, glass. If it falls and cracks and breaks, make sure it's not carbonated, because as you move it around, it could build up in the fizz. Just using common sense all the way through. So again, we would have 2 of these. We can use those as weights. And I think that's really everything that we're going to need to do it. So various different weights. Some are going to be heavier, some are going to be lighter. Now that I've shown you all this, what I can do is make this into a separate video. So those people on Facebook, I'm going to cut off in a second and come back again, because this will be my introduction. I, for instance, will use proper weights. And again, when I want to use one heavier thing, I've got things like kettlebells that I can use. I've got my gym, I might as well try and use some of the equipment. I'm going to unmute you and at the same time let Facebook write up any questions or comments that they may have. Let me unmute you all now. Any questions?
Is it starting?
Yes, I wanted, because this was slightly different to everything before, I wanted to introduce it. I will also say one other thing that you must have is water. Okay, just saw someone having some water, Zena. Very, very important, especially while it's so hot. We have to stay hydrated. Okay, so really, really important to drink. Okay, now we're going to start. I'm hoping you've got a few bits and pieces that you can work with. So today I decided to use upper body and abs, so that most people will have something from this morning's session, like a stretchy band at the very least, and maybe some bottles to use as weights. So we're going to do, I'm going to put you back on mute. I hope that was all good. Just going to put you on mute. So we are going to do sets of 15, okay? 15 is the magic number. Oops, I was going to stop the Facebook Live and start again.